Peace world, peace world. How you doing? It's your brother Mikey Fever. Welcome to another episode of NYP Talk Show, the coolest podcast in this conscious niche that's on YouTube and all the platforms. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. We have super chats, we have merch as you can see on the website, and we have many other things coming down the pipeline. So do get involved. Tonight we have a special guest, a brother who has been on this show before, our good brother Soul. Welcome, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm fortunate to be here. Thank you for inviting me out. And if it's anything like last time, I look forward to the meaningful exchange of information.
No doubt, definitely will be, and will be a lot more great things happening. So we know we converse a little bit about tonight's show. Where we talking about the Arcana Tarot systems. I believe the initiatic journey, something like that. I want
I'm sorry, brother. I don't know if it's my speakers or you sounded a little bit muffled to me. I couldn't make out what you were saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tonight's show is what's the the inside scoop of the Arcana Tarot through the initiatic journey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes.
sir. And I just want to say up front that, and we kind of touched on this
Yeah.
in the sense that the initiatic journey is something that is expressed in many different traditions.
Yes.
Um, at certain points in history, we read that people weren't allowed to openly pursue the initiatic journey without some kind of, for lack of a better word, persecution.
Yeah.
And so this information began to be kind of hidden in different places here and there. The Psalms, for example, of the Bible are a perfect example of stories that were hidden in there during the time of slavery in order to convey a particular message to us.
Hmm.
So, all of that being said, I think the initiatic journey as we see it in the tarot, I think is very revealing and it could tell us a lot. I know people have, some people, not all people, have an aversion to the idea of tarot, but it did start out as just a card game initially, right? It wasn't anything that people used for divination necessarily. It was a regular card game like you may play cards today, spades, poker, whatever you may play today. It's unclear exactly when mystical uses were first ascribed to it. It may have been from the beginning, but if you look at them and study them, a story emerges.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. That's
and I
true.
just I'll touch on that, just a little as we go on over the course of the night.
I have read somewhere with that card. The divination with playing cards was done somewhere out in Europe amongst the French. I believe started there, right? I can't remember the name, but it was something called. Sorry about that. Cardomancy.
Oh yeah, cartomancy. Yeah, yeah. It's a little different from tarot. I think tarot comes from a game called Tarocchi, and I think it was Italian in origin.
Mm-hmm.
It was Italian in origin, but yeah, cartomancy is its own particular discipline. Still divination.
Got you. Sorry about that. Everybody trying to get a hold of me now. As soon as I'm on live now, it's like let me contact him.
Oh, yeah. No problem at all, brother. No problem at all.
All right, apologies about that. So let's get into it a little bit. I got my first question for you.
Hmm.
Hold on. Sorry about that. I am sorry about that.
It's all good.
It's terrible, but yeah. Now that I'm hold up. Sorry, people. Y'all see me fumbling here. See what happens when people throw me off when I have my notes written.
You know about them notes, brother? Yes, sir. That's
Yeah.
one thing, that I like about the information age. You don't have to know everything and keep it in your head so long as you can get to it.
It's for real. Like I have it all written down.
Mhm.
Uh, let me see. I'm looking through had it in my tabs. Okay, there it goes. Sorry about that.
Mhm.
Let's get into it now.
Mhm.
Okay. Is a tarot a book, a temple, or a living system?
Mhm. Wow, that's an interesting question. Some people do describe it as a book, particularly the Major Arcana are oftentimes looked at as a book. And what's interesting as well is 22 trumps of the Major Arcana, which a
Yeah.
lot of people are familiar with.
Yes.
And there's a correspondence between that number and the number of Hebrew letters, which is also 22. And
Yeah.
there is a correspondence between that as well, which I found to be pretty interesting. So I would say it's a book. It's definitely a living system, meaning it's here today for people to be able to, find whatever meaning that they may.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's all equally applicable.
That's why you said yes. Yeah. Yeah, it does. The Hebrew letters. Yeah, you're right about that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, the Hebrew alphabet. Got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And again, second question: is the fool an initiate or a divine spark?
The Fool. Okay, which when we was talking about the notes earlier, I would say that the Fool. Are you asking me if the Fool is the initiate or the divine spark?
It can be initiate. Yeah, I'm asking both. Is the fool either the initiate or the divine spark?
If this was drink champs, I'll say both. I'll be taking a shot right now
Yeah, take a shot.
because it's both. The
Yeah.
Fool is the initiate, and we can tell this. I don't have like that. The traditional deck people are familiar with, the rider waite deck, where the Fool is looking into the air. He's not even paying attention to where he's walking,
Yeah.
right? But there's also forms of the Fool where he's blindfolded. Yeah,
Ah.
you can Google it, blindfolded Fool Tarot, and a whole bunch of them will come up. So that's also an original form of the Fool, which automatically, I think, for anybody that's been initiated into anything, will immediately identify as the initiate, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And what also typifies the initiate, which makes him the Fool, to be a fool is to go through life knowing everything is going to be just fine.
Exactly.
That's to be a fool. That's
Mhm.
having that what we call faith. You
That
know,
blind faith that they say.
yeah, that people ridicule.
Hmm.
I don't think you should have blind faith in a person, but me personally, I believe that there is a divine system. You call it God, you call it whatever. There is divine rule and order to trust in. You know,
Hmm.
yeah, do your best, but there's already a system in place that was in place before you. It's going to be in place after you. So tap
Yeah,
into it, right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Now that makes that's perfectly said, man. That is, beautifully said.
Mhm.
Is initiation eternal or ceremonial?
Initiation is always, I would say, always internal first. If you're
Mhm.
truly initiated, right?
Yes.
It's always internal. It's something inside you that moves you to want to go through an initiated journey
Hmm.
before you go through any ceremony per se. Ceremony, be it baptism, you have to have an exercise of the will to say, I need to go and get baptized. Now, when we read in the book, the Bible, in the moment that you say something or proclaim something, it is.
Yeah.
So the moment you say, I need to go get baptized, you've already been. The ceremony is just after the fact.
Wow.
This is the initiatic experience. You've already done it. Now you're just kind of ceremonially working
Go
it
through it.
out. You know.
Got you. That's powerful right there. Because you got me thinking now, like, yeah, I was already here already. I was just
Yeah.
like,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
does every reader in tarot become an initiate?
Say again.
Does every reader in tarot becomes an initiate? Sorry about
Um,
that.
Again, we be drinking both of them. We be drinking because look. The moment that you place your eyes on a tarot deck and you have a question about it, you become an initiate. This is no different than anything else. The moment that you put your mind to do something, you become an initiate of that thing. How
Yeah.
far you go with it is up to you. But in that moment that you conceive yourself as being involved with that, you're an initiate. Now, there are people who will say, oh, you got to go through this school of thought. If you didn't go through Golden Dawn, then you're not an initiate of this. If you didn't go through this school, because a lot of it becomes institutionalized, right?
Yes.
And that's not to throw no shit on Golden Dawn. Nobody said that. That's just the name that popped into my head because it's a common magical order. But anybody ever say no, not the way to me about it. So I just want to put that out there. But
You know what? Because as a 5% the same mind detect mind, and you on a wavelength. Because I just got off the phone with a brother from the Golden Dawn that's looking to come up on here. Was looking to come on this show pretty soon. So
oh man,
it's
let
so
me
good
know.
that you said that. I definitely, man, gotta get you guys together, man. So it's funny how you said that. So let me see. I just want to make sure I ask it correctly.
Mhm.
What is the course of walking the tarot path?
Whoa. Okay. So I don't know if that's a thing per se,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll go through it in terms of what I perceive. First and foremost, you're the fool,
Yeah,
right? So after the fool, and I'm just gonna. Does this even come up here? Okay. So
got
the
you.
fool is characterized by the Hebrew letter Aleph,
Mm-hmm.
the beginning. The funny thing about that letter Aleph is spelled ALF. Remember Alf?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's spelled ALF. The AL we're familiar with as the name of God,
Yeah.
EL or AL. And
Got you.
then F, which is the Hebrew pay, means mouth. So
Mm.
it's God's mouth is Aleph, which interestingly enough doesn't have a sound. So we start off as the fool, and then we go into bait, which is the magician. That's when we realize that there's these forces around us. You know, like the ceremonies that they did in Egypt or whatever. We know that there's these forces. We know earth, wind, fire, wind, and then there's
Yeah.
a fifth one that some people call akasha, some people call ether, some people call it's
The
the
spirit.
spiritual principle,
Mm-hmm.
right? The five elements, right?
Yeah.
And so you start to train in those different elements of how not only how they physically manifest, but how something is psychologically hot instead of physically hot, right?
Yeah.
When if I say I'm hot blooded, you know exactly what I mean already, right?
Definitely.
It's on a different level than physical.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you go through that, well, you're not necessarily going to go through it because you got to find, I don't know, that's Gimel, which is
The
G,
Gamel.
right?
Yeah, the Gamel. Yeah.
Yeah. It means camel, but in Aramaic, it means rope. And if you've
Mm-hmm.
been through an initiatic experience like birth, you had a rope at your placenta, right? So
Mm-hmm.
initiatic
Yep.
experiences tend to be associated with a connection, can often expressed as rope, right? And then the high priestess is wisdom, right? Wisdom that's veiled, veiled wisdom. So you're going through this thing where, okay, you start off as a fool, then you come into the elements, you see some stuff we
Mm-hmm.
call truth that's always been there.
Always been there.
But
Yep.
for some reason, you just wasn't locked in, like the kids say. You wasn't locked in. And then all of a sudden, going through this initiated journey, now you locked in and like, oh, I've been there the whole time, right?
Bro.
Right?
I'm glad he said that.
You
Yeah.
know? And, not to put too much out there, but that's something that I tell people all the time that try to become, or they be like, oh, I want to be a Freemason. I tell them all the time, it's not anything that you don't know for real. You
Exactly.
know? By the time you reach the age of 21, 18, 21, if you've been paying attention, you know what's going on, you know?
It's nothing. It's no disrespect. It's not as. Listen. It's nothing. Nothing you under the
Yeah,
sun.
yeah, yeah.
That is due under the sun. I see the comment section is showing love here. They say F20 in the building. Great job, brother. Brother Soul.
Oh, that's what's up. Oh, yeah, that's my secretary, brother Blackshear. Yes,
Peace,
sir,
brother.
bro.
Peace, brother. And to the people that's in the comment section, do show love if you're viewing. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share, because this is some great content the brother got right here. Some great information he's giving us. So, how did you get involved into the tarot?
Man, I really couldn't tell you how that particularly happened. Um, that's a good question, bro. I don't recall a particular experience. Um, I began to study what is often called magic.
Mm.
And I tell people that magic is anything that you don't quite understand. A lot of the stuff that we call science now started off as magic.
Yep.
And now that you know the methodology behind it, now it's science, you know. So reading reading the Golden Dawn coming up again, reading through that book, they have a whole course of study for the tarot, right?
Mm.
And you learn the different associations and whatnot. I don't use it for the typical purpose people use it for, like divination. Divination is a wild thing to me. Like, you can use anything for divination.
Yeah, you
You
can.
don't need to use cards. You could literally write down some random paper and throw it at somebody, and it's they're working it out. You're not really divining nothing. You're helping them make up their mind. They already know what they're going to do. So
So it's like some auto suggestion right there
yeah,
taking place.
exactly. That's all it is. That's all the so-called divination aspect, and that's not. I say that's all it is. It almost downplays it like it's not divine. It's still a divine act happening.
It is.
You
It is.
know, it's just very explainable. It's nothing supernatural about it.
No, I understand where you're coming from, because I guess when you have knowledge of it, it's not like you're
Mhm,
downplaying it. It's just that
mhm.
you already know. So you just summon it up to what I know already.
Yeah,
But to like a person who's not I don't want to say
that was weird.
who's not mentally initiated, who's not
Right.
aware, will not
Mhm.
understand. So you got to kind of hold their hand and walk them through the process.
Yeah,
So
exactly, exactly.
I understand where you're coming from with that. And being that we're right now we are breaking that down. Let's get into more into the fool.
Hmm.
As for the fool, is surrender more important than knowledge?
Wow. On the one hand, the whole reason your journey has even unfolded, while all the things that are good even happen, is because you played the role of the fool. You
Yeah.
had no preconception of anything. It reminds me when I moved to Georgia, I didn't know anybody here at all. I just said, "Hey, I'm going to Georgia." I was a fool for real, and things just happen by virtue of that I can't explain, that will fall under the umbrella of miraculous or what have you.
Hmm.
But once you understand how it works, then you move into the realm of the knowledge of it. And I say that's problematic, because once you know how something works, it's like this. I once heard that kung fu theater used to come on. I used to think I knew karate,
Yeah.
and my grandfather said, just enough to get your ass whooped. And it's just like that. Just enough to get into trouble. Because our knowledge is always incomplete. And
Yeah.
for some reason, with man, we always arrive at a time where we think we know everything, when in actuality we don't know anything. So I would say probably being submissive and remaining the fool is most important. But in practicality, we always chase the knowledge. Seem like.
Got you. Now, and it's important because it alludes to what I was about to ask you next, was is the fool protected or tested? And I'm glad you brought that story up, because most of the time it's all a test. We think we're tested, but we're also protected by due to our own ignorance of not
Right.
knowing. Like, yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
get by.
Definitely. There's an old Bugs Bunny cartoon. He was like it's old, and Bugs Bunny is little and Elmer Fudd is little. And then Elmer Fudd was chasing Bugs, and he stopped, and Elmer Fudd ran clean off the cliff and kept on going, running in the air. And
Mhm.
then Bugs Bunny said, "Hey, Bub, shouldn't you fall?" And he was like, "Oh, we haven't studied that in school yet."
Oh
You know what I
wow.
mean? And I think
Oh
that captures the point perfectly. Not saying, be stupid, but there's a lot of what I would call, for lack of better phrasing, divine protection, because you're ignorant.
yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah, you know what? That's a good analogy you just brought up, because they never. It's when they look down they fall, but usually they just keep going because
Hmm.
they so determined to get to that goal.
Exactly.
and the,
Exactly. And they don't know no better. Like
yeah,
DMX said, I forget what album, he said, "To me, this is life. This is all I know. If it's
yeah.
all you know, then this is life." You know?
Oh yeah, that was and then there was X. Yeah, that one
Yeah.
more road to cross. So damn, I love that song. Shout out to
Yes,
DMX.
sir.
Rest in peace, X, man.
Yes, sir.
That brother was real with that. So as far as the major arcana and inner transformation,
Hmm.
is the magician the awakening of the will?
Definitely. It's the awakening. You realize that you have access to these elements, and you don't just have to look at them. You don't. You can pick them up. You can test them and see what they do. You can combine them, and get different results. And all of this is about virtue of your will, which in
Gotcha.
itself is a test because are you doing your will or are you doing the will?
Yeah, that's the double entendre right there.
Yeah, you got you. And one of the things that is prominent among groups like the Golden Dawn is trying to find your true will, and
Mm,
that's code talk for the will that is in alignment with what God's will is. Your quest is to become aligned in the divine will, not your will.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, for instance, can you give a slight example on how do you use your tarot cards on like say on a daily basis if you're trying to make up a decision on something? How
Mhm.
would you how would you work your cards? It'd be like,
It's not even really a thing. I would say, right? My
mhm,
favorite, I make a game out of it. For a while, I was doing divinations just to see what it's
mhm,
like, right? On TikTok, I got like 25 of them, and I was just, I would since they're Hebrew letters, I would do three cards to see if they spelled the word. If they spelled the
mhm,
word in Hebrew and see how it relates to the person, it might not numerical, whatever. Or I
mhm,
might just grab one card. The whole idea is number one to summon the question,
yeah,
and
yeah,
then it's almost like you're releasing it and giving the decision process over to a third party. You're still involved. It's just
yeah,
not up front, right? It's back here accessing more of your,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So you're looking at the person doing the divination and you're thinking they're doing it, but you're doing it back here somewhere.
You want to know something crazy? I got some cards here
Yeah.
in my office right now, near my altar. I got some cards here. I don't know. Should I grab them later? I probably grab them later. But I have done like readings with those cards
Mm-hmm.
and playing cards for people. And I always tell them you can't lie to the cards. And I know some people like, oh, it's spooky. I'm like, in reality, when I light this candle,
Mm-hmm.
I say your name. I say call on your ancestors from both sides, your mother and your father's side.
See, that's
I
different.
always tell them your
That,
spirit is gonna do the work.
yeah, definitely,
Yours,
definitely.
and I'm glad you said that. They're gonna tell a story that you think you like. You could fight it or no, you could be in denial, but it's gonna be you, your
Yeah,
intentions, your energy that we're gonna pull on to here to this candle. No, let's not even get into that.
front
But
and,
you're ready,
front and center. Front and center. Yes, sir.
front and center, and exactly that. So
Like,
that's why I was,
do you really want to know?
yeah. And I'm glad you said that, man, because it is so dope that you're using the Hebrew cards that you align it to the Hebrew alphabet with the 22 letters.
Mhm.
Also within the tree of life itself, outside the Sephira, there's 22 paths.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
it's like it's all interconnected, man. Like you can't escape. Damn, there he goes, man. You see what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
This guy.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Nah,
Yes, sir.
so you ain't playing tonight, man. The question is, does the high priestess guard initiatory gates? Pardon me.
Well, the high priestess, I don't think that she guards the gates. I think she's just there.
Mm-hmm.
It was up to the initiate to recognize, because again, she represents veiled wisdom, wisdom that's there, but you're not necessarily going to recognize it. Some people refer to it as um, like when wisdom is impregnated. So you don't see the child. It hasn't manifested in flesh yet. But
Brother, get out of my damn head, man. You talking about this? I'm about to ask the next question. Like you say, child. I'm about to ask: is the priestess the womb of manifestation? I'm like, you over
yes,
here.
yes, that's what the priestess is. Because next you have the empress, which is the manifestation in flesh,
Yeah,
right? So these are building one on the other, one into the other. Because after the priestess comes the emperor, right? The emperor, I think, is associated with the Hebrew letter Hey, which means window, which is the opening of light. That's when everything is revealed,
exactly.
right? So yeah, man, it's yeah.
Well, you tell yo, because it's yo. This is why I be telling people say what you want. It's us human beings who trying to conceptualize.
Mhm.
Gender like gender and the attributes of the divine spirit, saying,
Mm,
this attributes of that is masculine energy or
right,
feminine.
right.
But no matter how you put it, you can't escape that feminine. You gotta have both.
Yeah, you really gotta have feminine above everything because again,
Hmm.
we refer to it as the womb of manifestation.
Yeah. Some people
Yeah,
won't agree with that. They're like, "What? What you said?
yeah.
What?"
It is
Listen.
what it is, and I don't think that it diminishes the role of the masculine at all because
Not
the
at all.
feminine is only feminine because of the masculine,
Exactly.
and vice versa. They like I look at the Hindu pantheon, right?
Yeah.
They look at like for example, Brahma. No, let's do Narayana. He has all of them have wives, consorts, and
Hmm.
these consorts are seen as their power and manifestation, like the heat of fire. You know what I mean? So you can't have one without the other.
No, you can't.
Hmm.
And I say that I agree with you. That we may catch flack for that. Oh well, I know that when within the temple, we cannot say no woman to woman, but when we are praying, we are evoking and invoking divine feminine energy.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
it is what it is. So I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
they're not gonna see it that way though.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, what? No, listen, listen.
Yeah,
When I pee, I stand up. I'm the man.
right,
Like you don't have a
right.
mother. Like when you're sick, you don't call for your mom or your girlfriend. Oh, baby. You're like, shut up.
Man, I was sick for about a week with
Yeah.
whatever was out there, and man, I wasn't gonna make it.
Yeah, I know bro. I was going through that. Yo, was crying for mom every second.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Does the emperor represent sacred authority?
Um, I would say more of a sacred stewardship that conveys authority.
Yeah.
It's not authority in and of himself. Like I look at it like this: Emperor Haile Selassie I.
Mhm.
Before he was a king, he was a Nagus, Nagus Nagast is what they called him.
Yeah.
Then he became Gamawi Agamawi. He became the conquering line of Judah. He became the emperor. So I
Hmm.
came to understand that the emperor is the living manifestation of God. That's what
Mm.
an emperor is. That's what makes an emperor and not a king. A king is
Mm.
God select, chosen. The emperor is God in flesh.
Ooh,
That's
I
it.
like that one. See, I didn't
Yeah,
know that. You see, I didn't
yeah,
know all that.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna throw out that king comment. Like, I ain't no king no more. I'm emperor.
Right, right.
Definitely. All right. So this is going good. Is the Hierophant a gatekeeper or a guide?
The Hierophant, I would say that the gate is that's a good one. That's a good one because man, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to say both of them. We drinking, we taking shots at
No, we'll
this.
take a shot. No, it's okay. Let's take a shot. I see
You
people
know,
watching.
on the one hand, he clearly holds a light. You know what I mean? And it reminds me of the story. I forget the character's name, but his quest was to find an honest man. You know, this is some famous story, people. So I always imagine him walking door to door with his lantern looking for an honest man. You know what I mean? So I think the hermit is a guide, um, and I think he's a gatekeeper, but not necessarily externally, internally, in terms of his energies. He had
Mhm.
been through some things and he decided to cut stuff off, and now he a hermit. He by himself dealing with these energies. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So he's a gatekeeper, I guess, to himself in a sense in that way, but not necessarily to anyone else. He's more of a guide based on his experience. He can be like, "Don't do that because I did that and it didn't turn out good." He's that guy.
Got you. Question I'd like to know: Do is the tarot is it running parallel with astrology?
Yes, there are some astrological correspondences. Like you said, the Hierophant, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Hierophant is associated with the letter that's
The
a Vav.
Vav, yeah.
It means nail, more in the sense of connecting, to connect yourself to something, right? To bind yourself to something. But
Mm.
he's also associated with Taurus.
Oh,
He's
okay.
also associated with the traits of Taurus. And then there's this whole story about the bull of heaven, and because Zeus liked to be a bull, and
Mm-hmm.
he used to do a lot of because a lot of these tie into those types of stories. But yeah, there's definite astrological correspondences.
Got you. Got
hmm
you.
Even one of the major chunks, you have the sun and the moon as major chunks, and the stars, sun, moon, and stars.
Of course.
hmm
You can't.
hmm
Yeah. Yeah, man. Damn. We- you on there. Do the lovers represent ethical choice?
See, I always associate the lovers with Gemini, and so I don't know how people feel about Gemini. By the way, the lovers is associated with the letter Zayin,
Mm-hmm.
and it means I think it's the sword. Wait a minute. Yeah, it's the sword. I have a whiteboard where I keep the cord because
No, no, no. Trust me,
I
I know
don't, I
it.
don't get paid for this, right? So I have to struggle. I have to study a lot just to keep it in there. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
trust me. The information when you you
So
can
you
cram so
said
much into your head.
so
Go
you
ahead.
said ethical choice. The Gemini is or the lovers or Zayn, they correspond with the number 7. So
Mm.
I'm not sure when you say ethical choice in what way.
Ethical choice. The choice of a lover is like, say, for instance, like why this person choosing he or she's choosing one another to be
hmm
lovers. Like,
hmm
is there a gain? Something like something outside of attraction. Is it
When
really
I
the one?
when I look at the lovers, I look at them in terms of symbols as polarities, as opposite ends of poles. Now,
Mm.
granted, you can make that identification with a physical male and a physical woman in terms of, I guess, what you're saying, ethical choice of who chooses who. But I tend to associate the energy of masculine and feminine intertwining.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need that. That's dope, man. I
Now, I
love
don't know if it's a choice because, you know, like is going to attract like. I don't know if that's a choice.
it.
You know what
Maybe on a carnal level or the human level, we'd be like, although the signs could be there, like go for that person,
I mean?
we be the ones to be stubborn, or when people get caught up in things,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and that they be like shouldn't, but you'd be like, but it feels good. It's supposed to be this way, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because we gotta look at things from both sides. Like if we remove all the moral compass, everything, moral compass, and everything else, you'd be like, maybe it's beyond attraction for these two. It's something that we don't understand that they.
yeah. It's definitely things that I don't understand, and I'm fine with, so long as it's not harming someone else. You know
Exactly.
what I mean, if those people, whoever, so long as it's not bringing harm to nobody else.
Definitely, definitely. Don't want to be on Jerry Springer. And
No,
listen, we have about 10, 11 people watching this. It's
nice.
gonna, it's gonna climb, and it's gonna climb. People that are watching, engage, like, subscribe, share, ask questions. The brother is here. He has a lot of information, man. His brother's very sharp with this. So do engage. Some people be afraid to engage. They're like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, ask the wrong question.
Yeah, I mean, a question is a question is a question. There's not really too much
Yeah.
if I that I know about that's like off the table to discuss.
All right. I found one. Is chariot mastery or ego?
I would say it's definitely mastery of two different forces, of those forces that were intertwining.
Yeah.
Um, because you gotta, it's probably ego because we have civilization, right? We didn't create civilization, but it's here. And we have this idea in civilization called progress. And you have to bring these, because I was thinking it through, you bring energies under your control in order to achieve a particular end, right?
Mhm.
And in society, if we go extremely basic, is to eat, right?
Sleep.
Reproduce, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing. So I guess it's probably more. I don't want to say it because you got me self-reflecting now. It's
No, no,
like
that's what I'm
it's
saying with
ego.
ego. We got to think. We've like we call that ego. Everybody quick to say that, but do we fall within those categories? Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's ego. Yeah.
I think I got a question for you from the comment section from Sue Lee. Do
All
you
right,
think we
see,
should not read our own tarot?
I read my own tarot all the time, all the time. When you ask me about now, don't get me wrong, there will be schools of thought that will say otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
We live in a time now where there's so many schools of thought, and then the internet has collapsed the space in between us that you're going to come across a lot of philosophies. So they
Mm-hmm.
call it the age of information. I think it's also a second dark age.
Yeah.
Imagine a big bright light in your eye. Your pupil is going to do what? It's going to close up. Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It's a whole different. It's a different type of dark age because now you gotta make decisions on what you're going to follow. But back to the question, I'll pull a card and just one card to get some insight on something to get my mind off of obsessing on something and move it onto this card, and then I can get to the answer that I want. So yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, really? I may have to pull a card later on, man, before the show closes out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, people may probably want you to pull a card to the comment section. All right. So
Hmm.
we there. Uh, we spoke about that. Does the Wheel of Fortune mark karmic testing?
Definitely because it corresponds to Saturn. You know who
Hmm.
Saturn is? Saturn, they call him Chronos in the old Greek ways, what have you. But Saturn is known as the planet of testing. In fact, we're in Saturn now. Friday night, right,
Yeah.
is when the Sabbath starts, right?
Is it around what hour? What I forgot which hour. That's one thing I always get messed up the planetary hours.
The planet, yeah, me
You know,
too. Me too. That's why.
I
That's
need
why
to
I
get a
said we
chart.
got books. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I need to get a chart for that, man. Because sometimes I need to look on the website because you know, to keep it real. Sometimes there's some certain candles. Like there's this book right here, right?
Hmm. And I
Um,
think, oh,
like
that's good.
it's
Yeah.
called the Candle Burning Magic with the Psalms, right?
Hmm.
There's certain
Hmm.
hours when you got to dress your candle and certain prayers, and it has to be done at a particular time
Yeah.
in that same time. Because what is it? Archangels, particular angels for within the 72. It's a lot, bro.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot. I
It
don't
is.
want
But again, it's a science. Yes, sir.
to.
Down to the hour. But I do think that Saturn is known as the planet of lessons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And its color is black and its metal is lead. It's
Mm,
metal and lead. You
yeah.
feel me?
Yeah. Damn. So a lot of. I'm
Yeah,
not, let's leave it like that. A
yeah,
lot of lead gets thrown around. You're like, is that Saturn at work?
yeah. And it's also, I guess it will also be a check on the ego. When I think about growing up in Baltimore, I think there were a lot of opportunities that had I not been in control of my ego, I would have put myself into harm's way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yo, listen,
Yeah,
that ego is what's it called? Edging God out. That
yeah.
ego is a mother.
It'll get you killed.
It
Yeah,
will definitely. This is why I say I don't want to operate within the ego, especially when like ego could present. It could rear its ugly head at any time, and there are times when people say that there are positive aspects of ego.
they
Do you
are.
believe that?
They
You believe
are.
so?
Yeah, absolutely. I quit smoking cigarettes. I had smoked for 26 years, something like that. I quit
Oh, wow.
smoking.
Congratulations, man.
Appreciate it. March 1st of 2024.
Okay.
2024. So I'm coming up on 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And it was all because of my ego. It was
Yeah.
all ego. That was the only way I could do it. When I read that only 1% of all people who ever smoke quit, I was like, yeah, sign me up.
Oh, so that's the positive aspect of ego. Okay, got it.
I
Got
was
it.
like, yeah,
All
yeah. So
right.
when people ask me about it, I'll be like, yeah, I'm one of the 1%. What's up? What's up with
So you're gonna go for it. All right, I got respect that. You see, a
it?
salute to you, man. It feels better, huh?
Um, I feel better. I do. It's still a struggle though.
Oh, really? When you have a
You
little
know,
drink, you be like,
it's not every day,
yeah.
but I would say about quarterly at this point.
All right. You be like,
It's
I need
like
that smoke.
you'll feel it. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, nope, gotta do something else.
It's that nicotine, man. That nicotine's a bastard, man.
Yeah,
That
they say.
nicotine is a bastard.
Yeah, yeah. It's a mind job. It's a mind problem. Yeah.
And an aspect of death and rebirth. Is justice a spiritual law, not morality?
It sounds like it's like when you put it that way, you're talking about karma. Then,
Yeah.
like the Hindu version of karma, like you're gonna reap what you sow, no
Hmm.
matter how long it take down the road. You know what I mean? Some people don't necessarily believe in the idea of reincarnation. I don't know if it's true either myself, but it seems rational that whatever you do, you're gonna be in this this wheel of birth and rebirth working out karma in some way, shape, or form.
You're gonna keep returning to this prison planet, as they
Yeah,
say, right?
I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure it's a lot of them though. This is just the one we're aware of right now. I thought about this. You know, in the center of our galaxy, there's a black hole.
Yeah, I know.
So look, we got people mad at other people because of their race. We got people blowing shit up. We got people doing all kind of rah stuff on the planet.
Mhm.
And we're so insignificant because no matter how you're trying to not be with somebody, to be separate,
Mhm.
sooner or later we're going into the black hole billions and billions and billions of years after you've died. But we're
Mm,
all going to the same place.
yeah. Yeah, I think like that. That's my mindset. I'm glad you said that because I was like, we're so insignificant on this planet. Like our ego will make us think that like we're God's gift on earth.
And, we're not God's gift. And
Yeah.
we're like any nature program and we're not. We could be though. That's the sad part. I could see if we were actually stupid as a species, but we're not.
Mm. But we are human beings. So you never look at a human being and be like, damn, yo, out of the billions of cells, you made it. Not to sound mean, but you were like, out of the billions of cells, you made it. Like
Yeah,
astonished at your will. Like you persevered to made it through. Like
yeah,
and not being mean. I just look at people like, wow. Like yo,
yeah,
it's something like yo, God is great. You know, God,
yeah.
as you say, the fool's initiatic journey. Like you did
Yeah, you made it.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Being born is the victory.
Yeah, you did
Everything
it.
else is a cherry on top.
Yeah, crazy. Is the hangman surrender or punishment?
The hangman, I think, comes after justice, so it is a representation, I would say, of justice in action, whatever that may be. You know, that particular hanging by one leg upside down. I just want to say that a particular group of historical knights used to get hung upside down like that back in like the 1300s, 1100s. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Was it Friday the 13th?
Around that time, yeah, in October, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
Hmm.
Tisk. Got
So it reminds me of the execution of what some call justice may be injustice. You know?
mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh man. Does death initiate or destroy?
Um, to build is to destroy. It
Mm-mm.
kind of does both. You know, it definitely is an initiation factor where we're concerned because, like I tell my kids all the time, we're going to be dead way longer than we've been when we were alive. You know what I'm saying? We're just
Yeah.
like we're not even a blip. Exhibit said his existence was a ripple through time. We're not even here that long, right? So I
Exactly.
think it's an initiation of sorts back into the spirit or back into the non-visible. You know,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think it's an initiatic experience in itself.
That's how I look at it. I say our time on this planet is interlude. So do as best as you can to live. Make
Hmm.
yourself happy. That's one thing my grandmother said before she passed. May she rest in peace. She always said, "I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna do everything under the sun,
That's
except
it.
anything that's gonna harm people. But I'm gonna live my life. What feels good to me, I'm gonna do it."
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And it's because it's as you said, we have a short period of time on this earth.
Hmm.
Why is death unavoidable on a tarot? Unavoidable on a tarot path.
Well, death is because you'll notice most of the symbolism is um, well, not most. I take that back. Some of the symbolism of death, you'll see like the Grim Reaper with the scythe, which also is a nod to Saturn again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with the heads, they were like the heads of the nobility, right? Like they had beheaded people, and
Mm-hmm.
so. What I don't know if you're familiar with the work of Raoul Nefer Amen the First, the
No.
Medi Nectar, volumes one. I think he had 5 volumes of it. He had
Oh,
oracles.
Ramen Nefer. Yeah,
Yeah,
yo,
yeah.
somebody kept stealing my books, man. Somebody get that book, it goes missing, bro.
Man, it's hard to get them books too, man.
Yeah, I found the PDF version, but it's not the
It's
actual.
not the same.
Yeah, but
It's not
yo,
the same.
go ahead, continue, man.
But in book one, where he's explaining the symbolism of ancient Kemet, he talks about how a head on a spear was actually the way that they depicted the killing of the ego, right? So to cut the
Mm,
head off is to kill the ego.
yeah.
And so cutting the head off in that regard, in that particular symbolism of the card of death, there's one where death is riding on a horse and he has a shield. Some people like that one, but I prefer the one where it has cut the head of the nobility off because it illustrates how everybody is equal. Nobody gets away from death. Everybody's going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we should reflect on how we're living. Man, when I turn on the TV today, this mess is crazy out here. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to politicize what's
I got
happening.
you.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But it's crazy. Like we like there's a lot of people thinking a lot of themselves, and because they think so much of themselves, they're prepared to kill everybody on the planet. And it's bonkers to me, man. It's
Yeah,
bonkers.
bro. I see. Listen, I'm glad you say that. From television to social media,
Mm-hmm.
and let's be honest. How about these? No disrespect, but these so-called life coaches, man.
You
Yo,
can get your life coaching for $7, homie.
yo, you know what I'm saying? You have these life coaches that'll come online crying, and there's a
Yeah,
new product about to be sold. Like, I got this
mm,
new thing I'm selling to you guys.
yeah,
You know, this
yeah.
and that. Like, you're a life coach, and you think by being cruel to your members is somehow a test.
No,
Then you telling them, I don't care if your mother's on a dying deathbed, is on a deathbed. Don't go there and apologize and reconcile anything. This is part of the
that's
journey.
crazy.
You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, you
That's
got
no
some
life coach.
explaining to do. You know what I'm saying? You got some explaining to do. You better pay your taxes, fraud. But anyway, let's go.
We know how that comes out. We know how that goes, right?
Yeah. You
Mm-hmm,
know what I'm saying? They better stop it.
mm-hmm.
Um, does the tower enforce divine correction?
I would say, yeah. If you go by the symbolism, again, you have people in high places getting cast out of high places by a thunderbolt from the heavens. So
Bro, that
I
card is
think
funny.
that, yeah, I think it
They be
says it in the
flying out
physical
like,
chart. Yeah. So
yo.
definitely, at least on one level, I'm quite sure that there are people that have been,
Mhm.
I want to say, using these cards and this symbolism. Some people longer than I've even been alive, so I don't want to even come off like an authority on it because there's people that are way more authoritative. There's just some things that I've seen in it that relate to how I live my life that help me particularly.
Mm,
Yeah.
I got you. Is the devil bondage or self knowledge?
It is bondage initially. The devil, he stands on that cube with the male principle and the female principle chained to it. You'll also notice that he has a torch, which is a sign of divine light or illumination, but
Hmm.
it's down low, which tells us that it's blocking the light. It's not showing the full light. So it's an opportunity to learn
Yeah,
more. You know.
that makes sense.
hmm
Does temperance restore initiatory balance?
If it's out of balance, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because temperance is all about not being. I almost said that. Not being extra.
not being extra,
You
right?
know, being in bounds. And I don't mean it, how we mean it culturally, but
Mhm.
to stay in balance. I was talking with my daughter today, and I was telling her how I almost killed myself about 4 or 5 years ago
Mhm.
with water intoxication. Have you heard of this? Water intoxication?
I heard of it, but I thought it was like it's just some kind of myth out there. Is it
No, you can drink too much water and die.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I was telling my daughter about that just to demonstrate that even the good things, too much of it is bad
Wow.
for you. All things in moderation.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So light illumination and completion.
Mhm.
Ooh, is the star hope or remembrance?
The star. I never read the star as hope or remembrance.
Uh,
This is going to, and I think maybe some tarot people might identify with what I'm about to say,
yeah,
because there are certain things that cards are associated with, and in the moment you may have or build your own associations, right? So when I think of the star, I think about Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think about the three elements, but I think about the
mm,
song Earth, Wind, and Fire.
mm,
That you're a star, or I think about the fact that every man is a star. That's
mm.
what I think about. So if I have that for somebody, I feel like that they need to remember who they are. They need to remember that at the end of the day, you're still a divine part of this divine creation that we're going through. That's how I read it, right?
Brother.
And maybe it's remembrance. Yeah, I did say remember, right? Remember, yeah, it's
Yeah.
remembrance.
Now he drops some. That's not now that every human being is a star.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But
That you.
not just human beings, though, because life is universal as far as we know. All
Mhm.
life is a star,
Yeah.
you know.
Oof. Perfect. Yeah. There's like a billion plus out there. Yeah.
Mhm.
You each got to start like DMX said that. All you gotta do is find it. You just gotta find your
Yeah,
path.
just gotta find your path. That's right.
Does the moon represent initiatory madness?
Madness?
Yeah.
Did you say madness?
Yeah.
No, initiatory madness. When I think of the moon, I think of Thoth. I think of the Egyptian god Thoth.
Yeah.
He went to Greek and became Hermes. He went to Greece as Hermes, and then he went to Rome as
Uh,
Mercury, somewhere around
yeah.
there. Mercury, or it's the other way around, right? I think of Thoth in
Okay.
particular. So what is Thoth associated with? He's like the
Right.
inventor of everything,
Yeah.
right? He invented writing. He invented geometry. He invented government. He drew up the blueprints
Mm-hmm.
of the universe,
The Kabbalion. Yep.
and he's also known as the possessor of the word.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't find that word.
They're
Looking for that
looking
word.
and looking.
Yeah, still looking for that word. We come up with everything, but we like, yeah, don't know what the word is. But it was Thoth.
Yes, sir. That's what I think of when in terms of the moon. Because of course, like you mentioned before, this ties into Kabbalistic correspondences as well, right?
Of
So
course, very
we're,
much.
we're only talking about the 22 major trumps, but that's only a cross section of the entire 78 cards, right?
Yeah, but damn, bro, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you know, that's why I became angry. I'm like, since before I became a member and now as a member, I have acquired so many damn books,
Mm,
and I'm still going through them. I'm like, there's a lot to pick up. But each other day I grab a chapter from each one, or
mhm.
I stay with one. It was just so much information to take because I'm like, okay, we're talking about the 22 paths. Now it's the 10 Sephira.
The
And from the
10,
10 Sephira, you got to break those down.
the
You know,
10, not 9.
yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah,
10, not 11.
yeah,
Now you're learning about the Sefer Yetzirah and Yah, and it's just like, yo,
yeah. And then there's the other side of it. There's a side that people don't want to talk about the clip
the
off.
default. Yeah,
Yeah, which
default.
is we have to know back, as above, so as below. So you're like, what goes on down there now? And you gotta
Yeah,
look down there,
yeah,
and it is not too much. It's a difference in varying degrees, but I'm like, it's the
mhm,
same layout,
yeah.
and it's
And, and what I found interesting about the klipot is that word is also used to describe a concept called shells. And the best thing that I can think of about shells is that they form around, imagine it forming around you based on your actions. And it is blocking the infinite light, the Ein Sof Or that we're reaching
yeah,
for, right? So Klipot is like veils of darkness around you that you have to like recognize and eliminate, which people go through life amassing these hard shells,
yeah,
you
you
know.
do.
So the Klipot, I think, is designed to help us recognize what shell we're in so that we can take steps to get out of
We did. We all did. We all went past the clip off at one point.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, well, okay. So,
It's like that veiled wisdom. You didn't know it at the time.
yeah, you didn't know,
Mhm.
and that's why you see people do like they do the spiritual cleansing and stuff to clean their aura, because
Mhm.
you interact with people every day, you're picking up these vibes,
Right.
'cause energy has information encoded into it, so it's like I'm picking up this nastiness. Man, it's a lot, bro.
There was one thing that I had learned from the 12 tribes of Israel, which is a Rastafarian sect,
Mhm.
was not to shake hands. It was always a fist bump because
Yeah,
that shaking hands is the exchange of energy. You don't know what that what's
yeah,
going on with that person or this person or what have
bro. I do that too sometimes because I'm like,
you.
it's because you live in an imprint, digital
Right.
imprint on the person. Like, it's the
Mhm.
fingers coming across, fingerprints. It's a lot in
Yeah.
the energy. That's what I'm saying. Once you open up the books into these things, you start looking at stuff different. Like, what the hell? What kind of world am I in?
Yeah.
You know. So, does the world mark initiation as completion?
That's funny. You just said, does the world mark,
Yeah.
as in the world tarot card, right?
The world of tarot card, or people be like, oh, once you initiate it, that means you know everything about the universe. Like,
Yeah.
you got it down pat. Like,
So I found it interesting. Let me make sure I'm right now. The world is mark. It actually means mark or cross, and it
ooh,
also corresponds to Saturn, and it has a value of 400. It corresponds to the Hebrew letter Tav, which is the last letter, right?
hold on, what you
So
doing,
yeah,
bro? Etymology? I mean, not etymology. You doing gematria, the numbers? Are you adding
yeah,
up stuff? 400?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the numerical value of that letter. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Let's go.
So when you said mark, I mean, when you formulated that question, did you realize that you were using that? Because I was like, that's interesting.
No, it's just that listen. Let me see. Hold on. I get like I go online and I take my books. I got so many damn stuff. I ask questions. Like I go through stuff like this. I don't know if you know with this book.
Oh, okay, okay. I
You know, but
see.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then there's another book. I'm tapping into different things. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I don't know if you can see that. Uh, uh,
Saw a glimpse. Oh, okay, got you. Okay, okay. So you know what time it is.
yeah. So I see what's going on with what's around us. So that's why I ask these things because as little people may take it, so they'll overlook this. Your
Mm-hmm.
name
Mm-hmm.
has a meaning to it. It has a numeric
Absolutely,
value to it. People
absolutely.
don't look at that. Your words, the frequency, things that
Mm-hmm.
you're saying, everything has a meaning
Mm-hmm.
at a deeper level. So it may resonate differently. So that's why I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. There is, I'm not going to say was, this concept that I learned
Hmm.
about allegedly in Kemet, because I wasn't there at the time, so I don't know, but here we go.
Hmm.
Uh, there's a concept known as a big name and a small name. Have you heard of this?
Never have heard that one.
It's similar to what we have today in terms of your government name versus your nickname.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So, so your family would have your no, they would have your small name. That's the name that only a small amount of people would know, right?
All right. Yeah, we get that in our culture. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then the big name is what you give everybody else,
Yeah.
right? So when you say that the names matter,
Mm-hmm.
they do, because even though you called something and you made uh, answer in a business setting, those
Mm-hmm.
people don't have the power. That was the whole thing, is because those people that know your true name
Mm-hmm.
can have power over you, right?
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so and that just drives home what you're saying in terms of names have meaning. Like it's wild. Don't, this is gonna sound crazy. Very few people know my name. You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
bad. A lot of people don't know my name either. Like
Yeah,
I give them either listen, and they be like to a point. They're like, I'm just gonna call you that. I'm like, I'm fine with that
right.
because it's right what you said to have control over you. And people may find it spooky, but it's not spooky. It's like if you're trying to throw a hex on somebody, you can have a
Mhm.
picture. That's a powerful thing to tap into them, or an item of them. But if you don't have that actual name, you can have the
Right.
regular name that they do commerce with, their regular name, their birth name. but you
Mhm.
don't have that name that resonates, that really ties them to the cosmic, you will never.
And even what's his name? Dale Carnegie. I want to say in the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, he talks about this. He talks about that the most beautiful thing
Mhm.
that a person can hear is the sound of their own name, and then he goes on to describe how to use that in your favor, how to
Mhm.
get leverage on them because they love to hear their own name. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So this is proven science. This when you go to a dealership
Mhm.
or anywhere where people are good salesmen, they always call you by your name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're taught this from the gate. You know what I'm saying? So,
Strokes your ego, keeps you like, ah.
hmm hmm
You know,
true,
definitely. My brother, we got to get you back on here, man, because I enjoy this, man, and you have so much information, man. And
man. I
before
used
we,
to talking.
no, 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 you're good. No, trust me, you're good. And I don't know if you could do this before I go. If you could shuffle a card, I want to ask myself a question.
You want to ask yourself a question?
I'm gonna ask myself a question and have you pull a card.
All right, we're going to go with the Hebrew alphabet ones.
Oh, cool, cool, definitely, definitely. I don't know anybody else probably gonna be scared. Like, I don't want to say nothing on here.
Now, there's a lot of things that people do. I've seen people do. People will shuffle until something falls out. Or if something falls out, I tend not to pick that one up.
Usually,
You know
I
what
know.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Like it ain't. I look at it like, oh, you weren't supposed to be in the mix.
Let me see. Let me see.
So you're asking yourself a question.
Yeah.
All right. Let me know when you have it.
All right, I'm done.
All right. So let's see what we have here. Ah, the letter Gimel. We have the letter Gimel, which is the High Priestess,
Get out of
which we tend to. What? I didn't even start yet.
here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Didn't even start yet. As we talked about before, the High Priestess is something that's not birthed yet. It's not manifested yet. The seeds have been planted, right?
Hmm.
Now, just on this card, it says focus on your life's path and manifest abundance. Is what actually is written on the card itself. Without even getting esoteric about it, this is written right on the card
Yo,
itself.
bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you know, and the letter Gimel, as we mentioned, means camel, but the camel is also a symbol of commerce. It was like a desert Uber, if you will. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? That's how they move things around. When Mansa Musa came through and messed up them people economy, he had camels that were laden with gold, right? So they're a
Yeah,
symbol of desert industry. So I'm not sure how that may relate to your question.
it does. It does.
Dubai comes to mind, to be honest with you, but I don't know if that even relates. But
What you said? What comes to mind?
Dubai,
Yo, bro. You know what?
just Dubai comes to mind because that's the desert industry that comes to mind today. You know.
It was thinking about something relating to that in life that I'm like, yeah, that's the next stop I'm making once I get over the situation.
Hmm.
I was thinking about gotta go to gotta go into the Middle East and gotta check out. I have to go to Africa too, like getting more in tune with the culture. Like I know,
Because
yeah,
again, remember we said that also means rope or connection. So you're looking for a connection when you say getting in tune with. We're talking about a connection. So
spirit.
what are you looking to connect with?
Oh, bro, the family's from Haiti, and I did the DNA thing, and I want to tap into more into my, where I descended from, like the Benin, Guinea,
Oh, nice. Okay.
some Somali. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. West Africa. Yes, sir.
Yes, I
Yeah.
want to touch
That's
it.
where Mansa Musa was from, right? He was from Mali, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so it's bro. That's what I'm saying. Get out of here with those cards, bro. Yeah, you, bro. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
nah, for real, it's very important, man. We gotta get you we gotta get you to come back here, soul brother, because you did a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're very, very informative,
Yes,
very
sir.
in tune, man. And it's important that people do get involved, man. So we gotta get you to come back on the show to do a part two, man. We gotta do a part two, but go deeper, man. Like,
Word, word. I definitely appreciate it. I'm taking these classes and raising these children and trying to remain active in my lodge. So it's a lot of things going on. So just just let me know, and we'll try to make it happen best way we can, brother.
I'm getting text messages about you. People say he's good. He's a light spirit. He's, you know, because I got people that are afraid, like, you know, they want to ask those questions, but they're like, you know, they don't want people to know, you know, their personal stuff, like on there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Remember earlier when I said we all going to the black hole?
Yeah.
So if I'm transparent or not, I don't think it's really. I mean, you know, I don't think that there's anything to hide. You know what I'm saying? If it can help somebody.
Somebody asked a question. What Grand Lodge is he from?
My lodge is under the most worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Georgia.
Salute to Prince Hall in the
Mhm.
building.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I gotta come out there. So with that being said, people, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Check out Brother Soul on TikTok. The brother got some great content, very funny. Be slaying these conspiracy theorists that be on here talking craziness. We like get them out of here, get out of here with that nonsense. So, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Check out the super chat. Check out our merch. This was a great show on this Friday night. I want everybody to go have a great night. Be blessed, Brother Soul. Once again, I appreciate you, brother, for coming out.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, brother.
Definitely, man. And with that being said, we out. Peace to the Boya Lodge.
Boy, you're number one.
Definitely. Peace to all my brothers, man. So mote it be. To all my brothers, peace, man. We all we got, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused. Remember that no matter what, we are all forever eternal apprentices. So we got to always stay humble and keep seeking. That being said, I'm out. Peace.